Everybody, it's March 6, 2017. I'm going to go over a couple of the trades from today I took on crude oil. I got in this trade. You can see we were having some higher highs, higher lows, had one of my V second waves, popped up, and this is about where I got in. Got in around 9:03. The trade had been sitting there already for about 10 or 15 minutes. Now, a lot of times in the past, I don't like when a trade does absolutely nothing. I get kind of antsy, I get nervous, it's uncomfortable because there's a lot of uncertainty. But so many times in the last few months, I've been in trades like this where it seems like it's a great entry and I pull the plug on it. I get out at break even after like 10-15 minutes of it doing nothing, and then it goes on to win. And I've looked through my journal, and I've literally had hundreds of ticks of winning trades that I've exited early because I just didn't like it. So it's really, now you can see that just jumps out of nowhere. I've been sitting in the trade. Very hard to time a move like that if you go, I want to get in on the momentum. What's important is that my stop is under the previous swing low. So whenever I'm getting into a trade and I see one of these V's forming, I'm always saying, what's the maximum stop? I never want to take more than about 15. Doesn't mean I'll hold it for 15 against me. If it starts doing things I really don't like, I'll get out at 10. But the bottom line is, one of the things, because it's very uncomfortable, is to sit in a trade that's doing nothing for 5 or 10 minutes. But as long as your stop's in a good area and you think that it needs to go somewhere, I knew it was probably going to try to hit this high of March 2nd, which was 53.40. And I had my target for 20 just in case it really popped up. We just missed it by a few. Then I got to the point where, I'm not going to take a chance now, not even get 10. So I did get out with the 10 ticks. Now, a little later on, price out of nowhere just spiked up. And if we look at something real quick here, on our 1 minute volume chart, let's look at this real quick. When that spike happened, we all of a sudden got 12,000 contracts coming in. In my mind, something happened in the oil market. It was going to explode up 100 ticks, blah, blah, blah. It pulled back a little, started moving back up. I get in, and once again, I'm in a trade that's doing nothing, but I thought, okay, I'm going to hold it because it's probably going to get some second push. I even had a 20-tick target that I may have waited for. And, well, I'm not going to sit through the whole thing, but let's just say I got stopped out at 10 ticks. Okay, after getting stopped out here, and you can see we never moved back up, we got into, I went in almost immediately short. Why? We had gotten into a little range here, and we were starting already to get some lower highs, and when it broke through here, I knew with that 12,000 contracts that came in, if we started having some people take profits and then some stop losses started getting hit, that we could have a nice little reversal move here. And you can see momentum starting to pick up here. So I felt pretty good about this trade. I actually had a potential target of 30 ticks. And you're probably going, wait a minute, isn't this the 10-tick scalper guy? Yes, a lot of times I am. But another thing I've noticed through extensive back testing and this weekend going through literally 2 years of oil charts, that so many entries I have taken that 110 ticks went on to win 20 or 30. The only difference is I had to endure a little, serpentine wiggling against me or what have you. So I decided this week, let's get out of our comfort zone. Let's at least try for some bigger targets. And we can always set a little price alert here at 10 ticks. And when it gets there, let's evaluate. Do I want to hold it for more? And keeping the stop at least above a swing area, like one of these A's. So that's what I did on this trade, and it kind of paused here for a little bit again, didn't do much, you know, for about 10-12 minutes just kind of hung out, and then it started moving a little. You can see now as the trade progresses, I'm almost up to my 10 ticks. So my question was, do I want to be comfortable and grab my 10 right now? Or do we want to stick to the plan and at least try for 20 ticks? Now I see momentum picking up. I know a lot of these stops are getting taken out. The whole order flow thing is starting to kick in. See, it doesn't always happen immediately. And in the past, when things don't happen, I want to get out. My 10 ticks, I want to take that profit. But mathematically, it doesn't always add up to a great week after you subtract your losses and what have you. So what I'm saying is, I'm trying now to get some days where I have some 20 tick winners and possibly even more. I thought if we broke through here, we could possibly get 30 ticks. So I wanted to see what happens when we get down here, because you can imagine a lot of stops from this 12,000 contract jump up are under here. And maybe they'll get taken out and we'll explode down. Okay, now I was up about 15 ticks or so. It's still moving. I'm going to forward this a little. Okay, I'm right there. Now I'm over 20 ticks, and I'm still waiting. And you're probably going, why didn't you take the 20, man? And it starts curling up again. Should I get out, or should I wait for it to try to explode through here? And I waited a little bit, and I'm fast forwarding this a little bit. Again, my point is, this is a very different type of trading for me. You know, I don't tend to hold trades like this, but I wanted to make myself do it, go out of my zone today a little bit. And it starts popping up against me, and I'm thinking, okay, wow, I may not even get my 10. I put a price alert here to let me evaluate when I'm only 10 ticks up. Do I want to get out, wait for it to come back down? You know, if you look at price swings, you know, if price doesn't get above here, this previous little swing, then there's a chance it's going to come back down. If it starts breaking through there, I want to get my 10 ticks as quick as possible. So anyhow, it came back down, and decided, you know what, gonna take the 20. And it played with me for a little bit, wouldn't give me my 20. Again, more being a little uncomfortable. Got my target there. Okay, so I got my 20 ticks. So I was now up, yeah, about 20 ticks, because I lost this trade and won this one for 10. Okay, here's another one I went in. You can see we, at this area, started making third attempt coming through, had a little bit of a swing to put my stop behind. And as we started accelerating through here, I took the trade. Wasn't sure we were going to get all the way down to here, but wanted to see what would happen. And it started hesitating there, and I decided I'm going to take that 10 ticker. Just kind of evaluating, do I like it, do I want to hold? It's hesitating. And I took it. So I got another 10 ticks there, was up about 30 ticks, called it a day. It was 11:40.